Hello, my name's Jenny and I'm with Pikes Peak Library District. Today's video is a part of our Bumps and Babies resource fair. If you haven't seen anything about that, I suggest you go check it out. There's some really great stuff. Today's video is about a sensory experience that you can have with your child, and these are sensory bags. So there's a few reasons that this activity is really wonderful to do with your little ones. First of all, it increases their language development. There are a lot of textures, a lot of colors, even sensations like hot and cold, specifically cold. I'm thinking of a couple of the ones I tried out. Lots of ways that you can talk with your baby, engage with them. This activity is also wonderful for developing your child's attention span. Now, they may only engage in the activity for a few seconds, or they may engage for up to 10 minutes, but activities like this are really wonderful for helping your young one learn how to expand their attention. It's also helping their visual processing and their hand-eye coordination. Now, if they see something and they reach out and touch it, that's helping their brain development, and you're helping them do that. So this activity is wonderful for a variety of babies and even some adults, like the sensory activity, the sensation. But for your little ones, tummy time, this is a wonderful thing for you to tape down to the ground. Now we want to make sure that they, if they do put something in their mouth and they're teething, they're not using it as something that they're teething on so that they rip the bag open. So we have a strategy over here of how you can help prevent that. But for tummy time activities, you're helping develop that head holding. When they're holding their head up, you're helping them develop the muscles to be able to do that. And then when your baby is at the sitting stage, we're going to tape these vertical. You can still do them horizontal too, but you can tape them vertical up to a wall. And you can even put them up to a window and let that light shine in. That can be a really cool experience, especially with glitter, as we'll see. And then when they're standing, you can still tape them vertical or, again, horizontal, but if you do them vertical, it will help them give motivation to get up there and stand up. So I have a few samples ready for you, and we'll take a look at how to make these, and let's get started. All right, so some of the items that you will need for this activity include gallon freezer bags. Make sure they're really sturdy. You will need some sort of tape. Packing tape is a really great one to use. And you will need some sort of a goo. And I'm using that term very loosely because you could actually do this activity with dry things too. Here I have some Caro syrup, some hand sanitizer, and some shampoo, and those will work great for gooey substances. But you can also use things like rice, beans, dried leaves, sugar, sand, Play-Doh. Those are great background sort of substances to use for this. Other more wet types of backgrounds can be hair gel, Jello, pudding, paint, shaving cream, ice, baby oil. The sky is the limit when it comes to this stuff. And we're going to make sure this is super safe so it won't break on you. So you don't need to worry about your kiddo ingesting something that they maybe shouldn't. All right, so the next thing that you'll need is an item of interest. Now, I am interested in glitter, so of course I've got some glitter right there. And we've got some crayons, old crayons that have been broken, and I just tore the wrapping off of them. There's some other items here. I even have little gummy fruits right here. Gummy worms would be a great thing. Maybe marbles, water beads are a fantastic thing. I might even consider using those as one of the backing goo sort of things. Seashells. You could put old Matchbox cars in there. Basically any toy that you might want your little one to explore or they might be interested in, but might not be safe for them yet because they're too young. That would be a great thing for you to put in there. All right, so I did put this unicorn down here for a reason. I want you to take a look at him. He has got some very pokey spots. This would not be a great toy to put in your sensory bag because, he's got his horn right there, even his hooves and his tail, they all have pointy edges. So this will likely tear your bag, and that is a mess that I am just sure you don't want to deal with. So what I've got here is a bag, and I've already filled this full of just cheap shampoo. That's all it is in here. And I've put some cards, some construction paper in the background because that can make a cool, you know, contrasting color for your little one. So one thing that you can do with this, if you have older kids in the home, this is really great for their early literacy development, is you can have them practice writing things in this, and then it just kind of erases. So, but for our sensory bags, what we're going to do is open up the bag, put your goo or your dry goo, like maybe popcorn kernels, unpopped popcorn kernels. You could even try popped popcorn kernels. Ooh, that might be interesting. And then let's see, let's take our gummies. Let's see if I can do this. And we're just going to put them in there. Now I'm going to seal this a little bit, but not too much because I want to make sure I'm just slightly, I'm not gushing it, but I am making sure the air is out of there. We'll finish doing that. It's nice and tight. And now, if you feel like this is too big of a surface, you can get it all down in there, and you can actually make it smaller if you want. But now, ooh, that feels weird. Now these gummies are in there, and they can, and we are ready to get some tape, so we'll get some tape here. And I'm not going to do this now, but you're just going to take that tape and make sure every single edge is taped either to your surface, or if you are going upright, maybe you can put this on a wall, you can put it on a window. Window is really cool, especially when there's glitter in it to let the light shine through. And that brings me to this one. I had a little bit of this extra cool duct tape left over. I didn't have enough to cover the whole thing, but I did tape it to this white paper. That was my surface for this activity. But you can see I also have tape all the way around. And when you're taping it down, you want to make really sure that every bit is covered, especially those little corners. And as you can see, I kind of folded it over. It's not the full size of the freezer bag, so I made it a little bit smaller. But there's actually hand sanitizer in this one with a little bit of blue glitter and a bunch of extra beads. So that one's cool. And if you want to reuse these, you can always just rinse them off when you're done. It's just hand sanitizer and some glitter. And then over here, this one is Caro syrup. And I was a little nervous about this one because these Legos do have these pointy edges. So what I've done here is fill the bag with the syrup, put the toys inside, and I actually have another bag right here. And that can slide right in. And that, once it's in there, zip this up just when you're getting the air out of there. Make sure there's no extra air bubbles in there. It will keep you from having a huge mess to clean up later, and I think you will really appreciate that. All right, so here we are with our finished products. So I'm going to zoom in. These are, again, if your kiddo is sitting up or even starting to stand, this is a great thing to do on a vertical surface like this. And here we've got our Caro syrup with some Lego bits in there. And just make sure to get all of those edges really taped down to your window or whatever surface you're doing. I just love how the light comes through here. And here we have our beads and glitter with our hand sanitizer. And here's those gummy snacks with some shampoo. And of course I added a little bit of glitter in there because that's how I do things. All right, well, I hope you've enjoyed this. Have fun with your sensory experience with your kiddos, and we'll see you next time.